the end of my speech, I would like to have my audience to believe that having the assisted suicide bill should definitely go through. I believe that it should go through for many amount of reasons, and I'm going to talk about them as of now. Legalizing assisted suicide should be offered to those who are terminally ill and do not want to suffer for the rest of their lives. They could be suffering mentally, physically, and emotionally, which I think is wrong. I'll be using a 30-second video about Harriet Scott, 72-year-old woman who is terminally ill.
Her husband had been sick for a long time. Retired nurse, been at her sign ever since.
She's expressed to me that she could probably get some sedative of some kind, like Nebutal, and end it. And that people shouldn't have to, go through that sort of thing, is what she was indicating. But to hear Harry get to that point, I had to go back to pain was. And that's sad. We think she had to have that much pain. As you can see, it's sad. If you want, even in 2 3 hours, I can give you some more.
I believe that no one wants to see their loved ones going through pain, suffering in a bed, dying, when there's something that could possibly be done. I think that everybody should be able to let go whenever they believe is the right time. I don't think that enough people are aware of this, and I personally believe that I have looked into enough information to feel well informed to inform you guys more about it. Legalizing assisted suicide should be offered to those who are terminally ill and do not want to suffer through mental, physical, and emotional illness anymore. Assisted suicide is a patient suffering from an incurable disease affected by a numerous amount of things. This can be fixed by having a lethal drug provided by a doctor for the purpose that they qualify for. The problem is that patients are terminally ill, going through so much pain and agony, and there's nobody really out there voting for them, telling them it's okay, that you can let go, that there's something that you can do. You don't have to keep going through this pain. They don't want to sit there and be defeated. They don't want to go through life thinking, is this all I'm going to be doing? Sitting here in pain, thinking, when am I going to die? Can I die soon? Can it be over with? I don't want to go through this anymore. An article on the Health and Wellness Resource Center says the right to die has been continuously an issue throughout the United States, that many people across the universe want to have the assisted suicide bill passed because they're not only going through this personally, but the families are watching them, and they're also going through the pain as well, which I don't believe is right. The patients who want to let go know that there's no alternative. They know that they've reached a certain point in their sickness and there's nothing else they can do. No matter how much they try and no matter how much science has gone through so far, there has not been a cure for whatever disease they may have. And I believe that they should be able to have their lives put into their own hands and to be let go. Many people think that assisted suicide is wrong, that people can take advantage of it, which there should be certain qualifications that you should have to be able to do assisted suicide. The Health and Wellness Resource Center says that they're worried that elderly people will be suffering, but they'll be pushed towards doing assisted suicide, that people will act them on and tell them, you know what, you need to do it, you need to take it, you need to end your life. But I don't think that is something to look at. I think it's more that you want to look at them and see how they're personally feeling. If they want to do it, then they should do it. If not, then don't make them. Now that I've talked about how cruel it is to sit there and watch some people go through it, I'd like to show you a more personal side of it. These are pictures of victims. Yes, they're blurred out, but a woman in the front, she's praying, she's begging, she was talking to the Lord, asking if she She wanted her family not to have to worry anymore, which I think is right. And I don't think they should have to be waiting for the clock of death for it to be ending. They know that there's no possibility, no chance, no turnaround. Most people want the opportunity to live to 100. I think everybody here does. I think everybody has loved ones, grandkids, children, wives, husbands, that they want to live the rest of their lives for. But sometimes life takes us for granted and tries to cut it short. People are working to have the assisted suicide bill going, but a lot of them are stalling. The Human Wellness Research Center says that proposals to legalize assisted suicide must be improved to provide safeguards for both those who wish and do not wish to have it. So, like I was saying earlier, the people that don't want to die, but have people egging them on, there are certain things that have to be noted within this bill to make sure that people aren't pressured into it. Finally, I would like to talk about actions of assisted suicide. The law legalizing assisted suicide has not been covered in all 50 states. Only 45 states so far do not have it. There's 5 states: Oregon, which developed the bill in 1997, Washington and Montana both in 2009, Vermont in 2013, and New Mexico in 2014. A lot of these states do not have it yet, and which makes certain patients go out of their way to go to a state that provides it. Brittany Maynard, she was just married, was just starting to think about starting a family. She was 29 years old. She was diagnosed with brain cancer. She is one of the first people that has ever really gotten out there about assisted suicide. She was given 6 months to live and decided that that wasn't right, that she shouldn't have to have her family watching her die. She went from one day from climbing rocks to the next day not being able to move. And she lived in California at the time, so she decided to move to Oregon, which is one of the states that allows assisted suicide, and she chose to put her life in her hands and use death with dignity, and she died on November 1st, 2014. After Brittany's death, her husband started a foundation to get the bill passed. The Brittany Maynard Fund. This is just a website where you can go in, you can donate, and you can submit letters, and you can just show your opinion on assisted suicide. Her husband sat there and watched her die for months before she was given a 6 months diagnosis of living. So he put a lot of heart into this, and I believe that this is something that will actually help get things out there about assisted suicide. Legalizing assisted suicide gives people the option who really need it and who qualify for it. I don't believe that if they don't qualify, they should not be able to do it. As I've showed you, assisted suicide is not crazy. It's getting the pain to go away, basically, in an easy matter, not having to suffer, not having to be dosed with drugs, and being aware of what's going on and being out of it. I don't think that's right. As I've showed you, suicide is not crazy. It's not. Although you can do something about it, you can write letters to your congressman legalizing the other 45 states to allow assisted suicide to happen. You're an elected voter. Please don't let having hard feelings about assisted suicide be wrong to you, but I do hope that you'll all take it into your mind and maybe think about it.